We'll call the meeting to order for Board of Public Works, Monday, July 15th, 2024. There he is.
Derek.
Approval of minutes of July 1st, 2024 Board of Public Works meeting.
Move to.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Derek?
Yep, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yep. Citizens' comments. Any citizens' comments tonight? Citizens' comments third time. We will move forward. Item number 4, construction updates presented by Tim Rasmussen, Street Superintendent, and Josh Moritz, City Engineer.
Good evening. The construction update for the projects the street division is responsible for. Our concrete crew has completed the concrete heave repairs to Veterans Parkway, and those lanes were open to traffic here today. Opening those lanes allowed us to transfer those barricades over to Central Avenue, where our concrete crew will begin replacing colored crosswalks. We have a short window of time on this project to get these areas within the Hub City Days event completed over the next 2 weeks. Asphalt pavement is scheduled to be done on 6th Maple to Cedar tomorrow. While American is in town, they will go out to Galvin and reinstall the asphalt next to the tracks. This work is being coordinated with Canadian National, who has completed the new crossing installation. Once the new asphalt is installed, we'll work with the pavement milling company on Wednesday to begin milling 2 inches off of the old pavement on Galvin and 12th Street. This will allow us to start prepping those 2 streets for a new asphalt. And we expect all pavement preparations to be completed this week to allow us to get back on American Asphalt schedule. Final dirt work has been completed on South Lincoln, and we are allowing the road to heal after the pulverizer went through, at which time we will get American's shaping crew back in to do a final shaping and then adjust structures to final grade, which means this road will be ready to receive the binder layer of asphalt. This project has had several interesting variables that created the need for the crew to be on their toes. There are actually 2 separate gas facilities out there operating lines that require watchdog services anytime we're working near them. The complexity of coordinating with each facility owner, along with ditching and road widening to allow for on-street bike lane, has taken time, but will provide a nice addition out to that South Lincoln Avenue area. The ditching crew will make a short transition back into sanitary work with the replacement of T35 manhole. This manhole is the first manhole on the force main from 8th and Holly lift station. We'll be working closely with wastewater to monitor the lift station and to make sure that we can complete the work with no issues. Our painting crew was able to get out last week and complete additional crosswalk painting on the Safe Route to School plan. Already this week, the crew has been setting up the lane closures for our concrete crew on Central and removing the closure on Veterans, while also removing the closure and detour on 4th for Marshfield Utilities. We hope to continue painting additional crosswalks later this week before it gets busy next week with our Hub City Days event. That ends the construction update for the street division.
I have a question. First a comment. Thanks for taking care of the residential mowing in my area. That was real prompt and well done. Everyone appreciates that. Tim, when I look at crack filling, asphalt maintenance, and completed, and I look at the calendar being July 15th, it kind of leads me to believe that any cracks that are in Marshfield won't be filled. But is it safe to assume the next item, the Reclamite asphalt rejuvenation maintenance, is also going to address some cracks that might not have been filled?
So we complete the asphalt crack repair in the spring. The street division has the equipment and machinery to do that in-house, and we complete that every spring. So earlier this spring, we complete the list of roads that are also, some of those roads that we do in the spring are also on the Reclamite list.
Okay.
We also went out for bid for the concrete maintenance crack filling, but didn't receive any bids. So we're going to try to get some of that work completed in-house. yet this summer. Just with the nature of our work, we weren't able to get any contractors to bid on that.
Thank you.
The Reclamite does not really fill cracks. It's more of a protectant sealant of the actual surface of the asphalt itself. We put it on newer streets to try to keep them new.
Okay.
Construction updates from the engineering department. There's 2 projects underway. Green Acres Estates, the sanitary sewer is in on 23rd Street and also Ironwood Avenue. And they're also starting to extend the 21st Street sanitary sewer. They've dug part of the stormwater pond. They're waiting to install the outlet control structure. As you can imagine, it's a pretty muddy mess out there right now, but it's progressing. You may have seen the press release. Washington Avenue will be closed starting tomorrow for,
Wednesday.
I think the removals tomorrow.
They weren't planning on
All
closing
right,
until Wednesday.
removals on Wednesday, then to make a water main connection to Washington Avenue. There will be a detour signed for that for about 3 weeks. The other major project underway right now is 14th Street. Sanitary sewers more or less complete. The main water main is in. They are doing sanitary laterals and water services right now, along with some storm sewer as they go. There's a few conflicts they just need to resolve as they're going with conflicting pipes. So that's moving right along. That's really it for an engineering construction update.
Any questions, comments?
Just an update on the Adler Road multi-use trail. The contract has been awarded to Earth Incorporated of ARPAN, and we are expecting to hopefully get that back here hopefully this week, and then we can start getting the pre-construction meeting going and get the project released to start construction yet for this year. Hopefully maybe starting just about August 1st, but we're going to keep moving forward with that project.
I do have one other question.
Go ahead.
We all received citizen input regarding children crossing Central Avenue near Vandehey Waters. And the fact that it's not controlled alarmed one of the residents. And I know, Tom, there have been conversations. Could you tell us what is being done in that regard?
Well, currently the crossing signs that are located on South Central Avenue do meet all standards for the MUTCD, which is the manual and uniform traffic control devices. But what we're looking at doing is upgrading the crossings at 17th Street and at 16th Street with LED signs. So we are getting quotes on replacement of the signs with LEDs to help make it a little bit more visible.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Item 5, purchase of a replacement minich dull pin drill for street division, presented by Tim Rasmussen, Street Superintendent.
So in this memo, I did want to give some additional background on the 701, hopefully to answer questions and not create more. But the City of Marshfield 701 Internal Service Fund was designated to be the funding source for all fleet-related maintenance staff, supplies, and equipment. Each year, the Street Division, Park and Rec, and various other City Hall vehicle users budget for motor pool charges to fund the service the 701 provides them. The Street Division has been aggressive in completing work from outside of general fund sources to help with the sustainability of the 701 fund. The lion's share of the funding that is contributed through motor pool charges pay for the labor and maintenance of the equipment the departments listed above need to complete their work. The 701 staff is responsible for managing those contributions by evaluating equipment to allow for a favorable balance of expense to maintain versus the recommended replacements. Equipment replacements are evaluated and planned for through the various departments and submitted to the CIP annually. For the 2024, the CIP included $405,000 budgeted within the 701 for specific equipment replacements. It is important to allow CIP submitted replacements to change on department needs and actual 701 annual funding. During 2024, equipment was evaluated for longevity and cost potential on future repairs to allocate proper funding to complete upgrades for our fuel island. Upgrades to our fuel island replaced parts and equipment that were becoming obsolete and which put the fuel island in jeopardy. It was determined that the athletic ball field drag and a 1-ton pickup or dump truck could be held to and be moved to a different year in the CIP. The request from you now is to approve the purchase of the replacement Minich dowel pin drill. The street division utilizes this piece of equipment for drilling dowel bars in our concrete pavement replacement process, similar to what happened on Veterans and Central right now. Our current unit is from 1997 and is experiencing more than desired downtime, limiting our work. Most recently, it has been necessary to rent a unit from a local contractor, and we had the opportunity also to demo the unit we would like to purchase. The following is an updated list showing the status of previously requested equipment, showing its change from the original 2024 CIP list. And with the remaining funds, future requests will be brought to the Board of Public Works for approval, and those will be coming somewhat shortly. We're trying to get that list ironed out here right now. Attached are the specifications along with the quote from Farrell Equipment and Supply for this drill. The fiscal impact is $8,000 utilizing 701 internal fund. And staff recommends the Board of Public Works approve the purchase of the Minich dowel pin drill from Farrell Equipment and Supply for $8,000.
Have a motion, do we have a second? Giles, second. Any conversation? Okay, entertain a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item 6, replacement of air conditioner at street division, presented by Tim Rasmussen, street superintendent.
In June, the roof-mounted air conditioning unit stopped working. The current system is a 1996 Lennox model. After a site visit, it was determined that the compressor was the cause of the failure, and the failed unit does run on the R22 refrigerant, which after 2020 stopped being produced. Repairing the unit was determined to be more expensive than replacement because of its cost. The cost effectiveness to upgrade to the R410A refrigerant than to recharge the system using that old R22. The street division received 3 quotes for a replacement unit. All 3 bids met the requirement and specs of the existing system, but it was determined that the quote from House Heating of Marshfield would meet the needs of the department in price, details of replacement system, and the explanation of the warranty. This funding, if you remember just a few months ago, we did get the roof replacement approved, and it is utilizing some of the remaining funds over the estimated cost that was dedicated for that roof replacement. So the estimated cost of that roof replacement did come in lower than the funding level that was allocated for that. So we will be using some of those funds, the $10,940 of split between the ARPA and the debt money that was used for the roof. So with that, staff recommends the Board of Public Works allow the street division to give notice to proceed with the replacement air conditioner unit to the low bidder of House of Heating of Marshfield.
Entertain a motion
I'll make a motion.
in a second. Any comments or questions? Okay, we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 7, discussion of bid summary and award of contract 2024-03, 2024 sanitary sewer projects, presented by Josh Moritz, city engineer.
So we opened bid. All right, we opened bids for contract 2024-03 on Wednesday, June 26th. We received 1 bid for this work. The low bid was submitted by Earth Incorporated from ARPAN, in the amount of $946,774. Now, this was the only bid we received. And just to summarize what the project entails, it's replacement of sanitary sewer. There's some main replacement and sanitary lateral and water service replacements on Maple from Central Avenue to 16th Street. This project would be funded by the wastewater utility and Marshfield Utilities. Marshfield Utilities also planned a water main replacement project to be completed with their own contract, but in conjunction with this project. So the low bid of $946,774 is substantially higher than the project estimate of $726,680. It's roughly 30% higher than our estimate. Using those bid prices, the wastewater utilities cost share would have been $716,464, and Marshfield Utilities cost share would be $230,310. Both partners feel this is not a viable project at this cost. These prices are significantly higher than prices seen on other recently bid projects. So we did meet as a group of engineering, wastewater staff, street division staff, and Marshfield Utilities water staff to discuss options going forward. And what came out of that discussion, we feel the best solution at this point is to reject the bids. Street division is willing and able to tackle some of the work this fall yet, but most of the work will most likely be delayed till next year. So that is the recommendation, is to reject the bids and reevaluate for possible rebidding next year.
Entertain a motion
So moved.
to approve or decline.
To take the recommendation, go with the recommendation to postpone till 25.
And second? A second from Fire. All those in favor?
Well, could we?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
You have a
so it's unfortunate, and I wondered how, what the next step would be when we come in that high. So we've had complaints on the surface of the street, poor condition, a lot of filling. Is there another downside to postponing from a cost?
Well, obviously the street isn't going to get any better for the next year, but what we have in mind right now is the street division would install a sewer replacement from 17th to 16th, and we would overlay that portion. So it would continue the overlay that already exists from 14th south to 16th. It would then finish the overlay to 17th Street. The section south of there, in order to get the work done that we would like to get done, that would be delayed. The overlay would be delayed till 2025.
And the cost to overlay that portion, that remaining portion, ballpark,
I have to look that up.
too. It'd be a waste of money, I guess, if we were to consider overlaying and then digging it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's an option, right? But see plenty of streets with utility cuts upon utility cuts. We felt it's just best to wait a year and have a underground complete and a new surface.
Yeah, opening this bid disappointed me. I really wanted to have that street overlaid this year. We even did, one of the options we did talk about was even just not doing any repairs south of 17th Street. But with what the water utility has for water main down there and lead laterals, they need to remove all lead laterals within the next 5 years, which means if we did an overlay now, we're going to be cutting holes in it in 5 years from now. So it's basically, yeah, we get a nice ride out of it, but all of a sudden now we'll start seeing some big holes in it at some point in the future. It's sometimes the nature of the game when it comes to bidding.
Any other questions, comment? Okay, all those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Recommended items for future agenda. Nothing? Entertain motion to adjourn. Second, Giles? Yeah. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'll make